Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is gonna be all about fitness and give you guys my little physique update. I kind of already did this on my Instagram profile if you've seen it, if you follow me on there. But I kind of want to go a little bit more into details. Also want to say, like, I'm not a certified health coach, certified nutritionist or anything like that. This is just something that I learned that maybe I think, could maybe help you guys, and maybe you guys can try it out, but make sure, always ask your doctor or Google stuff, but before you try anything that I suggest, is what I'm basically trying to say. But yeah, guys. So in the beginning of 2018, of like January, but not until March is when I really was looking at myself in the mirror and was like, wow, okay, I've gained a lot of weight. Not extreme a lot of weight, but I've gained weight. I don't honestly know how much per se, but I do want to keep in mind, like, I want to let you guys know that I was going through a hard time in my life last year. I was going through a lot of personal changes in my life. But since I was stressing a lot through all the changes that I was having, I'm not gonna lie, I was like low-key depressed, as well as I have anxiety. I was very emotional. I was not happy with myself. I was very self-conscious on how the way I looked. I had low self-esteem as well. So all of those emotions played in on my health. So the last thing on my mind was really my health and fitness. That flew out the window when I was going through all those changes. 19, I was like, okay, and spring is coming. This is your time to get your shit together, basically. Get back into your health and fitness. Start putting your health and fitness first, because I find that every time that I don't put my health and fitness first, everything else falls behind. And so yeah, I think, health and fitness for me is like number one. So yeah, so in the midst of that, I was like, okay, let's get right back into it. Like, stop messing around. That's when I started running again, running outside, because you guys know that I am a runner. I love running. I feel like it's kind of a passion for me, really. It's not something that I dread doing at all. Like, I love running. If I could do it all year round, if I lived in an area that I could do it all year round, I most likely would. Running outside, I mean. Yeah, so I got into running. I was like, I need to lose all this extra weight on me that is just unnecessary, and it's making me feel blah. So I decided to do like a 21-day month type of thing, like cold turkey, start working out, like extreme workouts, start running, and then go into like a hardcore, like strict diet. And for me in the past, especially the last couple years, that's always worked for me. I had no problem losing weight, but the other issue was that I can lose the weight easily, but then I gain the weight easily back. So doing that within the plan that I had within a month of trying to lose all the weight, literally by the second week, I was even more depressed. It wasn't making me happy doing that. And I realized that I was like, I can't do this. I can't just go lose the weight again and then eventually gain it all right back. Like, it's a temporary fix. So this time I realized that, like, I need to do this my way, take it nice and slow, and have more of a slow progress. But I knew that like, I just had to be a little bit patient. That wasn't the issue. As long as I felt happy, I was good. So I stopped doing what I was doing, that whole 21 day thing. Just I immediately stopped what I was doing, and I was like, this time I really want to focus on, of course, losing the weight, but kind of more maintaining the weight once I had that. And in order for me to maintain the weight that I lost, I realized like I need to live a healthy, balanced lifestyle where I don't feel like I'm depriving myself from anything that I want to eat, or I don't feel like I'm over exercising, overdoing it, anything like that. So I would say between spring and summer, I was gradually, like slowly and gradually getting into eating healthier. I think most of the time, like about 85% of the time, I would eat healthy. And then, you know, like you'll have your cheat weekends or cheat days. But I would still eat whatever I wanted. I tried a lot of new fitness things. I realized that since I am a runner, running a lot, you lose a lot of muscle mass. And not only that, so I lose all my curves, and I don't want to just like be skinny, you know. My goal was to kind of be like toned up. Basically, I wanted to tone my arms. I wanted to lose the fluff, the side rolls right here, the muffin top or whatever you call it on my stomach, and also, you know, get my legs a little bit more defined. And I was getting back into yoga as well. Yoga, I honestly do it to kind of keep myself and keep my body flexible, especially. And I was incorporating weightlifting. So when you are lifting weights, your body does get really tense, and that makes me feel really like stiff, and I don't like that. So yoga really does help me make sure that I feel nice and I don't feel so tense and stiff all the freaking time. So a combination of weightlifting and running is how I was able to lose the weight and also maintain it by the end of the year. Another thing that I went into and tried was like shadow boxing. I bought some boxing gloves. I haven't gone to any classes. This is just like, I literally just looked up YouTube videos on how to box and stuff like that. It was just practicing on my own, really. Maybe I'll try that this year, get into like boxing classes or anything like that. But yeah, that's what I was doing. During the spring and summer, I was running outside. So Monday through Friday, and then the weekends I would rest. Or I also got back into playing basketball during the spring and summer. That was really nice. I love basketball. But then once winter hit in 2018, especially like right after Halloween, I wasn't running outside anymore. And this year, usually in the winter, I don't do any cardio at all, like barely. And honestly, I'm one of the type of people that like, I hate being on the treadmill, or I hated being on the treadmill and being on the Stairmaster, elliptical, like all those cardio machines at the gym. Like I honestly hated it. But this past year, I was like, you know what? Like you need to kind of get out of your comfort zone, get out of what, you know, do everything that you hate doing. So, and that's what I did. That will help me once I get back into running this year in the spring, that I won't be starting from the bottom, because since in the winter I am still doing my cardio, it's just on the treadmill and on the machines, on the Stairmaster and stuff. My stamina and my endurance won't be at 0. I'll be at least at 50. So I'm not starting from the bottom, because, you know, if you don't do something consistently, you lose that. You'll lose that. You know what I mean? If you don't lift weights, if you're not consistent in that, your muscles will go away. You know, they won't stay there forever. They'll eventually slowly start going away. So, that's one of the reasons why I started doing the Stairmaster. You guys, I honestly hated the Stairmaster. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. But if you follow me on IG, you saw that I always posted my little cardio sessions on the machines. And I do interval like training, HIIT cardio, so which means high intensity, so that way you also lose a lot of calories. Okay, so from doing that, I want to share a couple of the tips that I've learned this past year, like for my fitness and stuff, that I think could probably be helpful for you guys too, if you guys want to maintain that lifestyle, like a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So the number one thing that I've always done really for the past 2 years, I always drink a gallon of water. I actually have it right here right now, even in the weekends, you guys. So literally every day I try to drink at least a gallon of the water. Sometimes I may have this, I may not drink it, but most of the time I hit my gallon of water almost every day, and I realize that it does help me with also my digestive system. Stay hydrated all year round. Another thing that helped me kind of stay healthy is make sure that I'm most of the time, at least Monday through Friday, I am eating home cooked meals. And you also save money that way too. Another thing too, to kind of keep, I naturally have a slow metabolism. So keep my metabolism at a good stand, I have to make sure I eat 3 times a day. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then between snacks if I have the chance. Most of the time I don't have time in the morning, just because, you know, you're rushing going to work. You gotta wake up earlier to make a nice good breakfast. But if I can squeeze in a yogurt or some type of fruit, and with my coffee or tea and water, then I'm good. You know what I mean? It might be a little snack, but when I do have time, I usually like making eggs with toast or oatmeal, cereal, banana, and stuff like that. So those are usually my go-tos. But yeah, I want to make sure that I am eating and I'm not missing a meal pretty much. Going into what I'm eating, I also keep track of how much carbs I am taking. Now, I don't use like one of those, like nutrition meal trackers. Like, I know there's a popular one that everyone uses, is called Lifesum. I've tried doing that, kind of like counting your macros and stuff like that. If that works for you, go ahead, do it. Maybe if you're beginning, you really are starting to, like, if you really are wanting to lose weight, I think that's a great way to kind of track, so that way you don't overeat. But that actually stresses me out even more, having to do that. Like, it's just like, I don't want to be doing that every day. You know what I mean? So I just make sure, high protein, high fats and stuff like that, but low carbs. For example, what I was trying to go into, that was, say I had a bread of toast in the morning for breakfast. I would keep that in mind and be like, okay, maybe I won't have carbs for lunch, but I'll have a little bit of carbs for dinner. You know what I mean? So, or something like that. Or I didn't have carbs in the morning, I guess I'll have carbs for lunch or for dinner. So I'll keep that in mind, and how much carbs I'm also taking. Also goes into like portion control. When I use portion control, I literally don't go overboard, as no more bigger than my hand. Thing is not drinking alcohol, beer during the week. If it is on the week, it's usually like Friday night. I'll probably have a beer or two, but I'm not sitting there drinking a whole pack of beer. And it's not every weekend too. I don't drink every weekend. I think probably the most safest way to not gain weight from drinking alcohol is if you take straight shots with no chaser, straight shots just like that, bam. But if beer has a lot of calories, that you get bloated from that, and you get a beer belly, all that good stuff. So I wouldn't suggest that. Red wine is probably the healthiest as well. And the last thing is getting enough sleep. Stressing your body out from working out so much and stuff like that, that if you're not getting enough sleep, sleep is where your body is resting and it's recuperating and it's building the actual muscle from all the hard work that you've done through the week. Guys, that's pretty much what I've learned. Now going into for this year, I want to keep doing like a 3 months, like every 3 months check-in with my physique updates and let you guys what I've been doing and how I've been going and stuff like that. And maybe it'll help you guys keep in track too for all those people that are trying to lose weight, and help me keep in track too. So for this year, my goal really is to stay toned. I want to lift a lot heavier this year. I'm already lifting and I feel a lot stronger now. I kind of want to try and see if I can get maybe a 4-pack. I find that right now my hardest thing, which I think is most likely for everybody, is my lower like tummy, kind of have more of a flat and get that 4-pack. But I know that has a lot to do with your nutrition and what you eat. It's a lot to do with that. But and really get my core nice and tight. My legs a little bit more toned as well. But yeah, so lifting heavier, flatter stomach on the lower part, and maybe a 4-pack. I don't know. That would be nice to have. I mean, I can kind of see a little bit definition right now, but a little bit more tight, you know. But I won't be getting into, so I'm slowly, you know, now that the holidays are over and all that stuff, I'm slowly cutting out all the junk food and the bad food, you know what I mean. Yeah guys, that's pretty much it that I have to say, I believe. And I will see you guys in the next video.